And travel back in time through military history with an unusual group of collectors as we go cross-country with the Military Vehicle Collectors Club. Collecting is a hobby that a lot of people enjoy. And through the years on Evening Magazine, we've introduced you to people who have collected everything from stamps to coins to baseball cards, beer cans. But tonight, thanks to a letter from a woman named Eleanor Gogan, you're going to meet a group of people in western Massachusetts who are the most unusual collectors I've ever met.
Collecting vintage vehicles is a love that many people share, and Kem Packard is no exception. He spends every spare minute on his hobby, lovingly restoring each vehicle piece by piece. But it's not antique Hudsons or Studebakers that put a twinkle in his eye. Kem Packard's pride and joy is a Sherman tank.
Good morning. Welcome to Operation Foxtrot Rise and Shine. Do you know where your children are? Let's have an excellent day. Sun's coming out. Let's let it shine.
While this may look like an Army encampment, it's not. This is the annual rally of the New England chapter of the Military Vehicle Collectors Club. With 3,000 members nationwide, the club is dedicated to restoring and preserving these pieces of military history. And like any antique car club, they like to get together and show off their handiwork, which in this case includes machine guns and cannon. In all, there are over 50 vehicles on display here in Oakham, Massachusetts, and each is authentic. No reproductions are allowed. Chapter leader Kem Packard has refurbished several Jeeps, a truck, and 2 tanks, and feels there's no better hobby than this.
I enjoy spending many, many hours by myself restoring these old vehicles and take pride in taking a piece of machinery that's worn out and put it back together again. And that is the pride and the self-pride in doing something like this of this nature, to restore something.
One of the most unusual vehicles here is Kem's amphibious Jeep. It's at home on land or in the water. Since there are very few of these still around, it's a rare collector's item. But while Kem's proud of his seagoing Jeep, his favorite project is his tank, and he's promised to take me for a ride.
Well, most people I know have at some point in their lives complained about a vehicle driving or riding like a tank, even though they've never been in one. After today, I will honestly be able to make that comparison. Hey, can I drive?
No.
Okay, Kem. What? I don't know my tanks very well. What is this thing here?
This is Sherman M4A3.
Yeah?
Built in 1943, yeah. Have a look down in there.
Okay. Boy, it's not exactly roomy and comfy, is it?
Well, you get used to it after a while.
That's what they told me about my Plymouth.
What do you think, Barry?
Well, if you like small metal rooms, you'll love tanks. Does all this stuff still work?
Sure does.
Let's go for a ride.
While there is a sense of excitement riding in a tank, for Kem, there's more. He's turned this once rusting relic into an operational machine.
To me, it's a very big thrill to start with because I spent 3 years working on it. And to see it finalized and see it run, just the fact to see it run has made me feel wonderful. And to ride on it, it's quite a wonderful experience, really.
And it seems for all the club members here, it's a combination of history and a little fun mixed in that makes it all worthwhile.
What is the attraction of owning or maintaining one of these military vehicles?
Oh, much like an antique car. The love of driving them, owning them, fixing them, repairing them, whatever. It's enjoyable.
It's unique. There aren't very many of them around, and if somebody doesn't preserve our heritage this way, nobody ever will. It's a bigger toy, you know. Little boys have little toys, and big boys have big toys.
And the thing that everyone looks forward to the most at the rally is when you take these reconditioned big toys out for a trail ride and put them to the test.
It's 2 o'clock. Operation Foxtrot Trail Ride begins now. Gentlemen, to your vehicles.
All right. move them out. Roll 'em!
On the trail ride, we'll go over paved and unpaved road. And while members are proud of the reconditioning job they've done to their vehicles, they are equally proud of how much punishment they can take.
We go out and take these vehicles and do the same thing as the military does with them. We take these old vehicles that are 30, 40 years old, and we'll put them through the paces, through the rough, the mud, the stones, like the Army originally made these vehicles for.
And I soon found out Kim meant what he said when we tried to go straight up what seemed like a cliff.
No, actually, this doesn't ride as badly or as hard as I thought it would, considering where we're going.
No.
Still glad this isn't the way I drive to work each day.
While driving around in military vehicles with your friends may be an odd way to spend a Saturday afternoon, Kim strongly denies the suggestion made by a few that they are somehow pro-war.
We are people that have collected these vehicles. We know they're a great thing representing our country, used by our country, but our feeling is not anxious for war. We just preserve these vehicles and restore them for future generations. We're strictly people that are collectors and people who enjoy our hobby.
And when you consider riding around in the woods, the scenery, the fresh air, it does sound like more fun than stamp collecting.
Well, I have to admit, when I first heard about the Military Vehicle Collectors Club, I thought it was a little strange. But I've had a good time today, and I have learned about the history of men and machines. But as much fun as I had on the trail ride, I'm still not ready to explain to my wife, Deborah, or my neighbors in West Newton why there's a tank parked in the driveway.